going to do a little arc to try to get under you. 100 feet back, making that dive. Too cool here.
That 38 is no matter what I do, he's today.
Race friends, it's time for the fastest 2 hours in motorsports. It's time for On Pit Road Racing, right here, right now, live from downtown Las Vegas on the flagship station, the WCOBN Television Network. Our race team will have all the latest news, updates, and interviews for the world of motorsports. So buckle up and pull those belts tight. The green flag is in the air, and it's time to go racing. And here are the hosts of On Pit Road Racing, Alan Michaels and the First Lady, Diane Fox.
You're rocking and roll. There you are, Diane. How about that? I'm telling you, it's been a wild week here in Las Vegas.
Oh, it has.
Absolutely crazy. Good to have you guys all aboard with us today, man. We've got one heck of a great show out there for you. Coming up at about 5:15 this afternoon from Charlotte Motor Speedway, we've got the Director of Media and Communications for the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Mr. Jonathan Coleman, will join us live from Charlotte, and he is actually, Diane, at the track, man.
Yeah.
He's there. He's got the Roll Oval coming in this weekend. This is going to be the last shot for the 12 drivers to make it to the final 8. We'll capture all that coming up for you. And then a little bit later at 5:30 today, our time, we'll go back to North Carolina, man, back to our old stomping ground. We're going to speak to Jake Locklear, who's a 16-year-old Legends driver coming up through the ranks. And he says he's drove that track at Charlotte, and he can tell us all about it coming up at 5:30 today. Okay.
Exciting, yes.
Good to have everybody aboard with us out there, man. Alan Michaels, Diane Fox, along with us at the WCOB. I'm on Pit Road Racing each and every Wednesday afternoon here for you from 5 o'clock until whenever we decide to shut her down. We run long, run short, whatever. Yep. We've got 2 hours of time, so we'll do it with you.
Yep.
We do it right here from 450 Fremont Street, downtown of Las Vegas. That's right in the heart of it. Just on the other side of us is the Gene Woods Racing Experience, a 12,000 square foot indoor drift track. And on the far side of us and the other part of the building is the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. And we'll talk about that coming up. And Diane's got the tennis shoes and everything ready to go. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, real quick, shout out to our sponsors out there, the Woods Family Sandwiches, 2 great locations for you here in the Las Vegas area. You're going to find them at 931 Pacific Avenue, Suite 106 in Las Vegas, Henderson, and then 1404B Boulder City Parkway, Boulder City, Nevada. More information on catering and everything else, log on to the World Wide Web, WFSandwiches.com, which is a great lead-in, Diane, because you've got racing weather, and it's brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches.
Yeah, well, for NASCAR Xfinity Cup Series back in Charlotte this weekend. Saturday, mostly sunny skies with the daytime high of 71 with nighttime lows at a cool 46.
Ooh, that's old, man. That's old. I remember back in Winston-Salem it'd get like that.
Yeah, they're getting ready to dip down, that's for sure. And Sunday, sunny skies. Great day for racing in Charlotte, high 67, low of 42. NHRA is off this week, back in action next week in Texas. So F1 is in the South International Circuit. Weather is hot.
Well, it's in the Middle East.
Talking hot.
Qatar is where this place is at.
And I wasn't sure where exactly that was. I mean, sometimes I have to learn my history over again or geography.
Let's just be all real honest with them, Diane. We found out where Qatar was about 15 minutes ago.
About 15 minutes ago, I had to have a geography lesson because I wasn't really sure exactly where it was, but it's in a place that's hot. So on Friday and Saturday, temperatures at 103.
Yeah, okay.
But you know what? We saw those temperatures a month ago here.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now we kind of, Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 105 to 106.
Okay.
Nighttime lows are at 85. And it really hasn't been that long since we've seen that. So
right.
we kind of know what they're going.
Right.
We know what they're going through. The world of outlaws.
The world of outlaws.
Port Royal, Pennsylvania, within a double header Friday and Saturday. It looks good so far. 50-50 chance of rain. Highs Friday 75. Saturday cools down to a low 61. Lows at 48. So yeah, that East Coast, they're getting some. Yeah,
it's gonna just get absolutely slamming.
And that's a look at our racing weather this weekend, Alan.
Okay, man. Racing weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches. 2 great locations for you out there. Once again, 931 American Pacific. That's in Suite 106, Las Vegas, Henderson, right on the line, right out there by the Auto Valley Malls where they're out by. And again, if you're up in Boulder, 1404B, Boulder City Parkway, Culver City, Nevada. If you need more information about catering deals, pickup orders, all kinds of great stuff, just log on to the World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. Quick 30-second break. We come back. We'll get you updated on all the results from the weekend right here on Pit Road Racing, live from the WCOB. I'm back right after this in 30 seconds, everybody.
5, 4,
Keep it 1 feet here.
3,
Fight together for 267 miles.
2,
You got a pretty fast car.
1.
You don't want to clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. Later. You're better than him at 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
Back at you, man. We're looking good here on a Wednesday afternoon. Coming up about 6 minutes after the hour. Coming up at 5:15. Public Relations Director, Media Supervisor, Charlotte Motor Speedway, Jonathan Coleman joins us 5:30 today. Jake Locklear, modified driver from the North Carolina area, will all join us. Alan Michaels, Diane Fox, and we're ready to go, man. We've got some racing updates for everybody. Diane?
Yeah, the Sprint Car World knew a Corey Day breakthrough on the big stage was imminent, and the day arrived Saturday at the Silver Dollar Speedway, California's Crown Jewel event in the 69th running of the Curb Records Gold Cup Race of the Champions, presented by Risby Auto Parts. Day started on the pole and drove a perfect race to claim his first career World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car victory. The 17-year-old led every circuit of the 40-lap finale to collect a $25,000 payday and a special triumph in his home state.
That's something else.
That would have
17.
been so cool. 17. Yeah.
17 years old, not only smokes them all over there, man, picks up 25 grand for it. So you got Corey Day, Justin Sanders, and Michael Caulfield wrapping it up for you. Points lead currently right now, Brad Sweet, David Gravel, and Carson McAdoo lead it for you. All right.
Yeah, and up next for the greatest show on dirt, October 6th and 7th, Nittany Showdown, Port Royal Speedway, Port Royal, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what's going to be really cool, Diane? In fact, we'll talk to Jonathan Coleman about this too, because the World of Outlaws World Finals are going to be starting there Wednesday, November 1st, running through Saturday the 4th. All three series of the dirt racing will be there, man. We're talking major money, over $700,000 of prize money is up for this thing. This is going to be something to see right there, man. I wish we had the time to get back to Charlotte, because they've got a dirt track that's real similar to the one that we've got out here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And we had a ball when we were out there for you. But anyhow,
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be good. You're going to have the NOS Energy, the sprint cars are going to be there. The late models are going to be there. The big block features are going to be there. $10,000 to win on Thursday and Friday, $15,000 on Saturday night's feature, a total of over $700,000. And we're going to talk to Jonathan about that. Tickets for this event, if you want to get it, you can log on to charlottemotorspeedway.com/events/World of Outlaws Finals. Okay. And that's a look at the race and news from the dirt, brought to you by our good friends at Gene Woods.
Yeah, and we got some NHRA news updates. This segment is going to be brought to you by our friends right across the way at Dick's Last Resort, 450 Fremont Street, open daily at 11 to 10 p.m. Just go to DickLastResort.com. Fremont Street. What does that say?
Anyhow.
Dick's Last Resort. I am so sorry.
That's all right. They were back in St. Louis at the Midwest Nationals, the NHRA Midwest Nationals Worldwide Technology Raceway. Top fuel winner Clay Milligan. He is coming on strong in the end. He's got a shot at the title. Your buddy there, Matt Hagan's back in funny cart for Tony Stewart Racing. Pro Stock Greg Anderson back up on the winner line. Pro Stock Motorcycle, Gage Rare.
Yep. Exactly.
Again.
Yep.
There you go. Gage Rare. Up next for the NHRA, a couple of weeks away, like Diane said, Texas for the NHRA Fall Nationals, October 12th through the 15th. And Diane, the segment, you got it.
And we'll try it again. This segment was brought to you by our friends at Dick's Last Resort at 450 Fremont Street, open daily 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. www.dickslastresort.com/freedom.
There you go. Hey, you know, with just three races left in this season, Brett Moffitt made his NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series start to remember, pulling off an amazing I've watched this on the playback. This move he made. You talk about thread. You know, Grandma used to say you get thread the needle.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this guy did with this truck, Brett Moffitt. He threaded the needle through this thing, and how he got through this I watched it 3 or 4 times. Had to take our controller unit and go back and back and back and back. I couldn't believe that he did this.
Wow.
But anyhow, he picks up the victory at the Lowe's RV Stock 250 at Talladega Super Speedway. The former series champion's first series race of 2023 ended it up with a victory at Talladega. Ben Rhodes, Dean Thompson, Chandler Smith, Corey Heim round out your top 10. And Diane, you got
The current championship standings is Corey Heim, Carson Hocevar, Christian Heck, and Nicholas Sanchez. On the bubble is Grant Enfinger, 3 points back. Ben Rhodes, 5 points back. Ty Majeski, 19 points back. Zane Smith, 36 points back. 4 drivers eliminated after Homestead Miami Speedway, October 23rd.
Catch the race on Fox Sports 1, MRN, or Sirius XM Radio. All right, Diane, I know you're just chomping at the bit. Go ahead, Ryan Blaney.
Okay. Yay. Ryan Blaney's number 12 Team Penske Ford crossed the finish line about a foot ahead of Kevin Harvick's number 4 Ford to claim victory in a thrilling final 10-lap push to the checkered flag on Sunday at Talladega Super Speedway. And I just want to let you know, the First Lady Diane Fox did the happy dance. Okay.
Happy dance.
With Harvick's disqualification, playoff drivers Byron and Denny Hamlin finished second and third, respectively. Corey LaJoie was fourth for his third career top 5 finish as he came across just ahead of a multi-car accident with Austin Cindric, who finished fifth.
And of course, like you just said, Harvick's car failed inspection, final inspection. There was that I read today. Quickly, NASCAR put out a thing. There will be no appeal, so it's on him. He was just going to take his one.
Yeah.
Playoff standings after Texas, round 1 of the best of 12. William Byron, he's in it for the next round. Ryan Blaney's in it for the next round. Then they rack them and stock them just like this. It's Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski. Man, I'm going to tell you something. RFK Racing back in this. I was a fan of Jack Rouse's when I first started covering NASCAR, Diane. The cat in the hat, they called him.
Yeah.
This guy was so meticulous, and it is so good to see that team back in action. Brad and those guys over there, Jack and everybody at Fenway, they've already got this team rocking. I would not be a surprise to see one of the two in the Final Four. I really would.
And that would be good too.
Currently cut off on the round, heading into the round of 8, which will lead into here to Las Vegas next weekend. Tyler Reddick, 2 points back. Bubba Wallace is 9. Ross Chastain, the watermelon man, he's back 10. And Las Vegas native Kyle Busch stands 26 points back. 4 drivers are going to be eliminated after the Charlotte Motor Speedway event. Race day is coming up Sunday, October 9th. The Bank of America Roll Oval 400, 2 p.m. for the green flag. And catch this race, wait a minute, on NBC, PRN, and Sirius XM Radio.
And Alan, speaking of Tyler Reddick, didn't you just recently speak with Tyler?
I did, Diane. We actually had an interview that we're going to play next weekend because we sort of talked about Las Vegas is what we talked about in this interview about the track and coming here and having a good time here and everything else. So it was really, really cool. And I think we got a really good interview, man. This guy is a real passionate guy about racing. And one of the first questions that you wanted me to ask him was, how was it working around Michael Jordan? And all he could tell me was, Alan, intense.
Wow.
That's what he had to say. So that's what we're looking at right there, man. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see if our guest gets logged on here and get ready to go here. You're watching On Pit Road Racing right here, WCOBF, live from downtown Las Vegas. We'll take a commercial break. Get right back with you, everybody. Stick with us.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Take it all away.
With your man, Alan Michaels, Diane Fox, coming up about 15 minutes after the hour right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got him up on the screen right there. He is. Hey, you know, Diane, when we got to do business here in Las Vegas, it's our old buddy Jeff Motley who takes care of us. And we got us a new buddy in Charlotte, North Carolina, because he is the man that handles all the media credentials, takes care of all the media. The circus, as I like to call it, is coming to Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend. Standing by is the media director of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Mr. Jonathan Coleman. Good afternoon, sir, and how are you doing? And welcome to the program.
I am doing fantastic. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I just hope I can live up to Jeff Motley. Those are big shoes to fill for sure.
He's something else. I'll tell you, did he warn you about us? Because we are a wild, if you ever let us come to Charlotte, buddy, I'm telling you, we are a wild, nutty bunch. That's for sure. That's it.
Hey,
well, listen, man, go ahead.
We got
Go ahead.
seats for you. You come on whenever you'd like. We'd love to have you out.
A little rock and there, we're back there again. Anyhow, you are on a stretch, Jonathan. Last weekend, NHRA was in town. You got Roll, you got the World Los, everything that's happened to Charlotte Motor Speedway.
It never slows down. You know, we are America's home for racing for a reason, because if we've got, you got me.
I think we lost him. I think his stream went back. Let me see if I can back up here. I can hear you, Jonathan. If you can hear me in the background there, there we go. Let me see. I think we lost the stream on it, Jonathan. We'll play a quick break, Jonathan. If you can hear you. And there must be something with the stream, and we'll see if we can't get Jonathan back on. Diane, yeah, you'll just make a quick phone call. I'll throw us into a quick break here, and we'll see what we can do, and we'll get Jonathan back with us in just a minute. On Pit Road Racing continues on right after this. Everybody, back at you in 2 minutes.
Welcome to my world. Handicap man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes.
It certainly does. There we go. I think we're back now. I think we got it. There it is. Yeah. Alan Michaels, Diane Fox, I think we got him back now. The internet's just had some crazy stuff with the internet going on down here. Anyhow, Jonathan, my question was NHRA last weekend. What a great weekend in Charlotte. The rollover this weekend. Let's talk all about it.
Absolutely, yeah. They don't call us America's home for racing for nothing. If it's got wheels, we'll race it, and sometimes even if it doesn't, we'll throw it out there and see what we can make of it as well. So, had an absolutely fantastic weekend with the NHRA Carolina Nationals here last weekend. I heard you rattling off some of those names that have been making a big push for their countdown to the championship, and they had some great weekend here. But no rest for the weary. We're jumping right in and rolling right into our Bank of America Roval 400 weekend. We're going to have fans from all 50 states and as far away as Australia, 13 different countries represented here on property this weekend, and just can't wait to get the ball rolling.
Can you hear us now, Jonathan?
I got you. Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, there's just something crazy going on.
Really, yeah, because everything keeps getting quiet. Real quiet.
Any other rollover this weekend? Will this be the last one, and we're going back to the big track after this year?
We are going back to the big track in the spring, but we will keep the Roval race rolling next year. We rolled out the schedule earlier this afternoon.
Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds fantastic.
So, wanted to give fans really the best of both worlds. You've got the tradition of the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend and all that brings, and you follow that up with the Bank of America Roval 400 on an innovative course that's just completely different and unlike anything else that we do on the NASCAR circuit. So it's an exciting opportunity to be able to offer fans a different taste of both.
And of course, coming up in November, man, the greatest show on dirt comes to Charlotte, and you've got $700,000 of prize money coming up. Tell us all about the world. I love the World of Outlaws.
Yeah, one of our favorite events, absolutely, of the year. When you've got the three biggest series in dirt with the big block modifieds, the sprint cars, and the dirt late models, all competing on the same weekend. It is 4 days of absolutely action-packed thrills. And honestly, one of the coolest moments, I think, in all of motorsports is when they bring all three of those series out at the same time for that four-wide salute. Just the ultimate tribute to the fans. Again, you talk about a worldwide audience and folks that are coming from all across the country and all around the world to see the series finale for all three of those events. The best drivers on dirt. Sometimes some NASCAR drivers jump into the mix as well. So you never know who you're going to see out there, but you're always guaranteed to have a great time.
It certainly is. We covered the World of Outlaws here a couple of years ago, and I had this challenge. Then they stuck me down with a camera in turn number 1 with a garbage bag on top of me. And by lap number 3, you couldn't even see me. I was covered. And I mean, I don't know how the video came out on this thing. The video came out, but I looked like some pile of dirt that they just stuck up in turn number 1. It was the wildest experience that I had, man. It really is.
Yeah, I think we always tell folks you never want to wear nice clothes. You always want to wear shoes. You're happy to get, you're happy to get a little bit of dirt on. If you smile big enough, which is hard not to with those race cars roaring around that track, you're going to end up with a little extra grit in your breakfast the next morning because you're going to get dirt anywhere and everywhere.
He's here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Jonathan Coleman standing by. Jonathan, have you ever made it out here? Have you had a race out here, been out for a race here?
I have, yeah. Motley lets me come out and play every once in a while. So it's always fun to get out to Vegas and try to help him out and stand in his shadow a little bit. Always fantastic racing, always fantastic food, plenty of great entertainment. So any chance I get to come out and hang out for a little bit on the strip and then head out to whether it's the strip at Las Vegas for some great drag racing, down to the bull ring for some of the short track events that they have down there, or obviously any NASCAR weekend. A great show, great facility, and really they're going to be a big part of deciding the playoffs. We're an elimination race here at the Roval this weekend, and we're gonna hack 4 guys off of that list of 12, both in the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. But when you get to Vegas, that's business really starts picking up because there are 4 spots on the line, and those 4 guys are going to go into that championship race. You can secure one of those 4 spots with a strong showing and a win at Vegas. So it's a big race on the circuit, and it always delivers.
It certainly does. Yeah. And you guys deliver down there. Diane, you've never been. I have been to the Coca-Cola 600. I remember back. Jonathan, I'm old school, man. I remember back in Bruton's days and Humpy's days and jumping ice cream trucks and the military thing coming over. And I mean, that's the old school me, man. And I've got to get Diane down to Charlotte Motor Speedway because it's definitely one heck of an event to go see.
Well, we pride ourselves on that history and tradition. And I think that's one of the things that we've really enjoyed with the Roval is being able to break from that and give fans something that's a little bit different in the fall with the road course race. But I tell everybody all the time, death, taxes, and the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend. There is not a more patriotic event on the planet. I will put it up against anything, anywhere. And to know that the history and the tradition, this facility and Speedway Motorsports in general was built on, I want to do something different. I want to innovate. I want to do something that the fans will remember and appreciate for years to come. So Bruton decided to build Charlotte Motor Speedway with the sole intent of running the first ever 600-mile NASCAR race. And we're going to run the 65th this coming Memorial Day weekend. So it's really cool to be able to have all of that history. But we also don't take for granted the fact that we hold it on a very solemn weekend and a very important weekend for our nation, to be able to honor and reflect on the sacrifices that our military make every day that allow us to be able to come out to a racetrack and enjoy NASCAR and motorsports in general. So it's always a big part of what we do, and will always be a big part of what we do, to be able to honor the men and women of the military throughout the day before the Coca-Cola 600.
Looking good out there. That's for Jonathan Coleman joining us live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Anything else that you'd like to throw in there for us, my friend?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me on. I apologize for the early technical difficulties, but I think, we always look forward to having fans come in and join us. We host a little over 1 million fans every year, whether they're coming out for the drags, for the NASCAR events, or just coming out to take a tour and see the sights. So, anytime folks are headed out from Vegas, trying to get out here to the West Coast, we'd love for you to stop by, see the facility. Diane, we're going to have to get you down here. It's just there's no other way to say it. It's an experience, I think, that will rival anything you can see out in Las Vegas, and it's definitely one you should have on your bucket list.
Yeah, got to do it. Nick.
We got to.
That's on my bucket list.
It certainly is. Jonathan, thanks so much. Well, I guess when I sit in that thing to NASCAR and it goes to SMI, I guess you're the guys that's going to sign off for us, like Jeff signs here. So we'll be looking forward to getting over to Charlotte, North Carolina next week. Appreciate it, man. Just to let you know on a personal thought, man, I'm hanging strong. I'm hanging good. We're going to beat this thing. It's inside me, man. And I'll see you in Charlotte Memorial Day weekend next year. How about it, my friend?
We are all about fighters on Memorial Day weekend. So you keep fighting, and we'll see you out here. We'll celebrate you as well, my friend.
Thank you so much. Jonathan Coleman, Director of Media Relations for the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The rollover this weekend. 4 drivers get cut. The round of 8 moves here. We'll check more back with you right after this. Thanks, Jonathan. This break, back Jake Locklear is standing by right after
5, 4, 3, 2,
You got a pretty fast car.
1.
Either way, clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. Later. You're better than him at 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
Come on! What the yeah! Oh man! Woo! That is awesome!
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
We are downtown Las Vegas, on Pit Road Racing, looking at you about 31 minutes past the hour here on a Wednesday. Thanks to he was a really cool guy. We got to get to Charlotte. I got to get you to Charlotte. Yeah, he's somebody that I could see us hanging out with and having a good time with.
Yeah, and he's got the same personality as
Jeff
Motley, and you can tell they work for the same company.
Yeah, I mean it's right.
They do things so equal.
It's right there.
It's
really, click, click, click. It is.
Yeah.
Real quickly, man, I want to remind everybody, man, we are going to be next week. This is going to be NASCAR weekend here in Las Vegas. We'll start this whole process on Wednesday here doing the show next week. And then on Thursday, we roll to the South Point Hotel and Casino because there's going to be great events that are going on up there because Rusty Wallace is coming to town. Man, Kevin Harvick's going to be here, Chris Buescher, Rick Allen from NBC Sports. And then Friday night, we're heading to the Bull Ring because you got Parker racing there. And then Saturday, we've got Xfinity racing at the big track. And then, of course, Sunday will be the round of 8, right? Race number 1 of the round of 8. Okay. Gentleman right here is joining us. He's on the split screen right there, coming out of North Carolina. 16-year-old. He's joining us for racing around the country here, making him feel warm and welcome. Jake Locklear, welcome to On Pit Road Racing. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good. I hope you are. I appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
No problem, Jake. Let's just get it started like we do with all you young racers out there. Tell us your racing story, how you got started in motorsports, my friend.
Well, I was about 7 years old. My daddy asked me, he said, how would you like to drive a go-kart? I didn't know what it meant, so I told him, I said, I'd love to. My first race was at Paradise Raceway. There was about a 3-kart race. I started second. I finished second. I thought I had won it. I didn't know what was going on. All I remember is falling in love with the sport and wanting to do it all the time.
And after the go-karts, where did you go to? Or after that, where did you go to next?
Well, actually, I raced go-karts for about 7 years, and then we realized go-karts is just a tire game. I mean, the person with the most knowledge on how to, do tires and prep tires and what to run, they're the people who won a lot. And that kind of got boring, so we decided we went up to Fayetteville Motor Speedway and watched the race and seen the legends run, and we were pretty interested in that. So he asked me how I thought legends were, and I got to sit in one. He asked me if I would like to test one day. So we went to Fayetteville Motor Speedway. We tested the legend. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It's a lot of horsepower, loud noises. It's a race car, so I told him, given the opportunity, I would sure hop in one and drive it.
So Jake, is there anything else that you want to drive besides, anything else you want to try?
Well, I'd like to drive a late model, ARCA, anything really, a full-size car, whether it's dirt late models, asphalt late models, maybe a micro sprint or sprint car. I'm a big fan of dirt racing. Which I do both dirt and asphalt, but sprint cars, midgets, micro sprints, late models, anything of that nature, I'd like to give it a shot. From what I've heard, legend cars are one of the hardest cars to drive because it's got a lot of horsepower and it's lightweight. So a lot of big names like NASCAR drivers have said if you can drive a legend car, you can really drive anything else. So I'm feeling pretty confident if I was to hop in another car, I could definitely put some wheel into it, but given the opportunity, I would definitely give it a shot.
Flipped over in one of those? Have you ever flipped over in one of those legend?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Could you repeat that?
The bright lights, the glitz, the glamour. It all means nothing without a shot. A chance to turn dreams into reality. To change your destiny. To make history. Nothing's given. Everything earned. It's more than a race. It's a shot at a championship.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR playoffs return to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the South Point 400, October 13th through 15th.
Well, I think we're back there. Jake, you got us now? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, Diane, go ahead.
Okay, have you ever flipped a electric car?
Oh, yes, I have. This past April, I was racing. I was racing at Fayetteville Motor Speedway, the dirt track. It was a 2-night event. So that Friday night, we started mid-pack, maybe around 20th or so, and we finished 15th or so. I mean, I had a new setup on the car. I was just trying to get it figured out. Fast forward to that Saturday night, the car was real fast. I started 15th, I'm pretty sure. 2 laps into the race, I was making my way up. I already passed like 4 cars. And coming down the backstretch, I made contact with somebody else, and it sent me into the wall, and I did an end-over-end flip. It gave me a pretty severe concussion, and I was out of racing for about 6 weeks. That's something I never want to experience again. I hope nobody else has to go through that. But, you know, it's racing. It's a part of the sport. It's what you do, what you sign up for. But, yeah, it wasn't an experience I'd want to give again. But we got the car rebuilt. Brand new, pretty much everything on it's new. Just the car was completely totaled.
Wow. Oh man, so you destroyed this thing, huh? You destroyed it?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness gracious. So I love that you're into the dirt. I'm loving that you're into asphalt, that you're open to my big question, because you know, we'd love to have you guys on now. Are you spending time in Jake, are you spending time in the shop? Are you working on the car too? I mean, there are a lot of guys and young kids coming up that I just want to show up at the track on Friday and Saturday night, strap the helmet Hans device on and get in it. So are you putting time in the garage or in the shop with it too?
Yes, sir, I definitely am. As much as I love driving it, I also love working on the car just as much. Just learning. I've always been told if you learn your car, it's easier to understand it and easier to drive it. But just spending hours in the shop, setting it up, changing stuff on it, rearing, anything the car needs, really. Me and my dad does all of that. We do have a race team that we race with, but we prefer ourselves to do that stuff just so we can learn the car a little bit more. But I'm definitely a hands-on person. I feel like it helps me learn the car a little bit better.
This is so cool. This is what I like to hear. I like to hear that these young racers coming up through the ranks are getting their knuckles busted. They've got oily fingers and stuff like that. I like this. Go ahead, Diane.
Yeah. How about school-wise? You have to keep a certain grade point average to keep your racing.
No, not necessarily. I'm not the biggest fan of school. I just rather spend most of my time at the track. I know when I'm in school, the closer I get to the weekend, that means I know I get to race. But so the week, it just goes by a little bit slower when I know I don't have to race that weekend. But school is just a part of life. It is what it is. But it's definitely nice knowing I'm the only kid in school who drives race cars. I get a lot of recognition for it from teachers, students, and all of that stuff.
Wow. Well,
where do you see your racing career, Jake, going 3 years down the road, and possibly let's look at 5 years down the road? Where do you want to go, buddy?
Honestly, I'd like to make it top level NASCAR. Consider I'm a minority, Lumbee Indian. I feel like that could definitely take me a little bit further down the road. Rev Racing, I'd like to sign up for their organization in 2025. Hopefully I get that opportunity. I get to race some bigger stuff because I heard NASCAR pays favorite things. So that makes it a little bit easier. But I guess my skin color does help it quite a bit. But I definitely like to be in NASCAR, Xfinity, just make a career out of it. Just make a career out of it. That's what I want to do for a living, racing NASCAR.
I think we got a little bit of internet here. We're going to take one more quick break, and we'll wrap it up with Jake coming up right after this.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Take it all away.
You can take us at LMS.com, man. The round of 8 round is locked and loaded and ready to go. And of course, 4 drivers get cut at the rollover this weekend. They're in standing by. Final comments coming up with Jake Locklear. Before we leave you, Jake, a real opportunity here for you. Give a shout out to your team members, sponsors, anybody that helps you along the way, and also social media, Jake, where they can find you at. Okay.
Well, I want to give the biggest thanks to person who made it all possible to get me where I need to be. That's Jesus. I mean, I can't thank nobody but him. He's he's afforded me a great opportunity to do what I do what I love, and get to preach the gospel while doing it. I also want to give a big thanks to my team, Race Driven Performance, all of my amazing sponsors, Southern Interior Designs in Pembroke, North Carolina, Scott's Tire Pro in Pembroke, Highway 55 out of Rayford, North Carolina, Hammond's Auto Sales, Wing Company, Pembroke, North Carolina, Jacob Service Foundation, Pro Finish. Just give huge thanks to all of them guys. They really helped me get to where I need to be. I also want to give thanks to my daddy. He's the one who taught me everything I need to know, puts me in the driver's seat, and gets me race ready every weekend. So huge thanks to all of them.
There you go. Great young man. We're going to be watching you for the end of the season, and we're going to, when we get to our November and December shows, we're watching a few you young racers out there to bring you back. So you just keep the pedal to the metal, man. You've got some great enthusiasm. It seems like he's got great passion, doesn't he, Diane? He really does, man. Yes. And let me tell you something, Jake, don't let anybody fool you, no matter what color your skin is, no matter what nationality, what religion you are, or where you came from, man. A race car driver is a race car driver, okay? That's just nuts and bolts to it, my friend. And if you've got that passion, and if you've got the determination, man, don't let nothing stop you, my friend. Do not let anything stop you. I see some great things coming out of Jake here. I really do.
I do, yes. So
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, and have yourself a great rest of the season, okay?
All right. Thank you for having me on the show.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate that, man. We're going to come back. We've got some racing news and notes to catch up with. And when we do that, we'll do it right here. WCOBM on Pit Road Racing. Alan Michaels, Diane Fox. Coming up with the final segment right after this, everybody.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Got a pretty fast car.
1.
You don't want to clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. Later. You're better than 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
The bright lights, the glitz, the glamour. It all means nothing without a shot. A chance to turn dreams into reality. To change your destiny. To make history. Nothing is given. Everything earned. It's more than a race. It's a shot at a championship.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR playoffs return to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the South Point 400, October 13th through 15th.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I am.
It's going to be some great racing next weekend.
Oh,
and of
yeah.
course, down in Charlotte this weekend at the Royal Oval, I was under the mistaken that it was over with. They were going to go back to the way it was, 4 turns and 2 big straightaways. But I guess not. They're going to keep it in.
Well, and when Jonathan was talking about, giving fans their, because some of them like that, some of them like the others. So
Right.
I guess we give every fan a chance to see something that they like. I totally get it. And okay.
Well, you know how I am about the road courses, so I'll let this one stay. I'll let
the
it
same
stay.
way, but you know what? I am getting more interested in. I've noticed I'm getting more interested in some of the road courses the more I watch.
You know, it's going to be interesting. It's coming up a couple of months away when Formula One gets here, man. It's
Yeah.
going to be stacked up at the Aria Hotel, checking that out.
Yeah.
Real quickly, let you know next week on the program, we will be here live in the studios next Wednesday, starting at 5 p.m. And then we'll be at the South Point. We'll be doing special online Facebook interviews and getting some stuff out there at the South Point Hotel. Rusty Wallace will be here in town. He's going to be the big guy representing Rusty this year at the NASCAR races. Last year was Mark Martin. This year it's Rusty going to be there. Kevin Harvick, as Gene Woods would call him, the bad dog in the
Take it all away.
We'll be right out there real quickly before we lose the stream on this thing. They'll call the IT guy tomorrow. It brought to you by our good friends at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. For all of your ticket information, suites, camping, and more, log on to World Wide Web at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That's lvms.com. October 13th through the 15th, South Point weekend. Okay. Hey, previously protested NASCAR is investigating the allegations between Matt Crafton and Nick Sanchez from Saturday's truck race. Did you see any of the tape of this thing?
I have not yet.
Yeah. I mean, Sanchez let come out a bloody mess on this thing.
Now that's the part I did see.
All right.
See his face.
I mean, it just got absolutely crazy. I saw the move that Sanchez was talking about, or actually the Crafton talked about. He thought it was that. I mean, it's Talladega. You're down, man, with less than laps to go. You're trying to get up. You're trying to get a win. You're trying to get a top 10 finish. He threaded the truck. I mean, it was a close thread, and it clipped the back of Crafton's truck. And I understand Matt Crafton being upset about this whole thing, especially if you're racing these things 180 to 190 mile an hour, okay? But to go up to a guy in his stall and tap him on the shoulder, then turn around and sucker punch him, man, that was it. That's what Crafton did. And it cost him $25,000 to do it.
Now but I did hear him, or not hear him, but I read something that he did. He said he didn't sucker punch.
According to
I think it was a cheap shot.
Well, according to that, he had his back. Sanchez had his back to him. He turned and he tapped Sanchez on the shoulder, and Sanchez turned around and clocked it.
Yeah, so that's what you
Now, I caught the
yeah.
video footage from when they're down on the ground and punching it out. And according to Sanchez's dad, now Sanchez got fined $5,000 for this.
Right.
Okay. And his daddy's been barred. They took his hard card away from him. That's one thing you don't want to do. Well, now, we have seen this before. You
Now,
remember the year out there at Richard
Yes.
Petty, the guy got up on the wall while the track was hot?
Mm-hmm. I do.
That was during
remember
a tire test, and we watched Matt and those boys up in NASCAR get on that radio, and they snatched his hard part from him seconds.
Now, Sanchez's dad does it show anything that he?
Oh yeah,
doing
he was
anything?
down in the middle of it in mixed
Oh, okay.
There's no fine for him, but they just took his hard card, and he is barred. I mean, he is barred from the track. He cannot go to the track. He cannot be in the pits.
So he's
He's 86. Yeah, he's 86 down there.
Okay.
So that's what you got going on with that. So the update was Matt Crafton gets a $25,000 fine. Sanchez gets $5,000, and his dad gets chucked out for the last 2 races out there. Okay.
Yeah, we
Stuart
did.
Haas. We'll get to that guy.
Stuart Friesen said that he was transported to the hospital after wreck at Talladega, and Greg Van Zalt also transported. The update: Greg was transported to UAB hospital following the wreck at Talladega, where he was diagnosed with a fractured vertebrae.
Ooh.
He was released early this morning. Thank you for the support and concerns over the last hours, and in the coming weeks as he recovers.
All right.
Not sure if they've given. I'm not sure if they've given an update on Stewart yet.
Yeah, Stewart's been released.
Has he? Okay.
He's been released and is out. Got news on Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Kyle Busch. He's going to run 5 truck races for Spire in 2024.
Kyle
he
Busch.
will still be involved in the Craftsman Truck Series team he founded next season, even after selling all his assets to Spire Motorsports. Saturday at Talladega Speedway, a few days after the sale was announced, Busch described his future as a consultant for Spire, which also continuing to run the 5 races he's eligible for in the series to keep working with partner Zart Lariz Trans.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
big. That's a.
Oh, so he's not giving truck up. He's giving the team up. He sold the team.
He sold the team.
But he's going to still race. Okay.
He
gotcha.
sold the team. He sold
Right.
his truck team. Okay,
Mhm.
which at the time now this year only had 2 running. Back when he was a Toyota, he had 4 trucks running, but 2 trucks running this year. He sold that. He sold the Rowdy. He sold the Rowdy part of the business that builds frames, the framing, and just the whole construction part of it. He sold everything: the assets, the trucks, the tools, the buildings.
So, but he's still going to race.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. He's still staying in it.
So he sold everything to Spire, and this is a good thing for Spire.
Yeah.
Spire will keep him on as a consultant. This will keep things motivated, and we all know that what Kyle Busch's big dream of it was, he wanted to run a couple more years of Cup racing. Then Brexton will be old enough to get into a truck. He cannot drive the big super speedways, but he can drive the short tracks. That being said, Kyle could get in the truck along with him, and those guys would run together for a year or 2. And then Brexton would be old enough to run everything that there is. And there's one thing that Kyle said, too, that he has won an Xfinity championship. He's won a Cups championship. In fact, multiple. He never won a truck championship. So that's where he was looking at that. Hey, great news. Indianapolis Motor Speedway has announced on this past Thursday that the NASCAR Cup Series will return to the 2.5 mile line. I am so back to the Brickyard, man. Now we got to get people in. We got to get something exciting up there to make those people want to get to that. But anyhow, the Xfinity race is going to be run that weekend. Okay, it's going to be run on the short track or on the road course track, along with Indy cars, and then everybody will hit the big track for Sunday for the Cup race there. So the Brickyard 400 is back in action, man. I'm like,
yes,
All
and Hendrick Motorsports will enter 2 additional 2023 NASCAR Xfinity Series races this season with this number 17. Chevy Camaro, veteran road racer Boris Said will drive in the October 7th Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval event, while Raja Karuth will be in the seat at the season-ending race Phoenix Raceway on November 4th. Both will be sponsored by HendrickCars.com.
And in fact, speaking of that, I had just spoke to Raul's PR people. We've got him and Daniel Dye all coming on the show too. And of course, Daniel and these guys were all driving for GMS in the truck racing. Of course, we know that GMS is not going to run after this year. That team has been folded up and their assets have been sold or collaborated in the Legacy Motor Club. But anyhow, Daniel Dye's got some information about where he's going to next year, and he's moving up to Xfinity. And we got Rob Ruth coming on too to talk about his plans. Okay.
Wow.
We talked about this a little earlier. We told you Kevin Harvick was disqualified for violating NASCAR rule book number. Well, it was all due to a windshield and a windshield mount fastener. This thing it was just not right, and it just not right, and apparently it wasn't right enough that there will be no appeal. So Childers, anyhow, Stewart Haas Racing and everybody else says no appeal. It was wrong. We'll take our lumps for it, and that's the way she goes.
Yeah. Man, they must really go over those things with a fine-tooth comb.
Yep.
It's a windshield fastener.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
And Morrell had originally decided to retire after 2022 season, but he has reconsidered and returned for this year. He has a contract option to return next season if he chooses.
I'll tell you, I like him. I like Eric Almirola. Now, we know this for sure, that Smithfield Food Brands has dropped. Okay, so they lose them. And, of course, with Harvick retiring, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Busch, the Busch product is now leaving Stewart Haas. They're going to go over and they're going to Trackhouse. They're going to Ross Chastain. So Chastain will have the Busch colors on come to Daytona next year. I don't know, man. Make up your mind.
Yeah.
You either want to race or you don't want to race it. If you've had enough, totally understand.
Oh, so totally.
I read this statement about Kyle Busch and selling the team. The reason why, Brexton's getting older. He's got more activities. His little girl's
she's on. I think she's going to be
2 years, so she's growing. He wants to spend time. The race car driver, people don't understand race car drivers' commitment not only to the car, to the track, but sponsors, corporate events, and everything else. And
it's not just when they're racing. I mean, it's all the time.
I get it.
They're doing something all the time.
And if you've got children, and now, like I said, Rexon's coming up, and we've got that Pat Beatty's grandson that his kid coming up through the ranks and everything else. So, hey, I tip my helmet to Kyle. He's still going to race. He's still going to be in the 8. He's still going to run some Xfinity. He's still going to run some trucks. But he wants time to spend with his wife, his daughter, his son. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. Tony Kanaan has been the sporting director for Arrow McLaren. McLaren is all put this. This is the team. This is the team that Larson's going to next year.
Yes.
This is it.
Yep.
Andretti Global announced September 27th that Kyle Kirkwood has signed a contract to remain at Andretti. Also, this just popped up. I saw this. Formula One, we're one step away from Andretti getting that Cadillac into Formula One.
Wow.
One step away.
Exciting.
Yeah, I think they're going to let this fly. I really do. Okay. So that's really about it. This segment brought to you by our good friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, lbms.com. And Diane, you do have one couple of quick things there that you wanted to cover.
Let's go ahead and talk about Truck Series standout Carson Hocevar.
Okay.
He's going to drive the Legacy MC motor MC number 42 Camaro ZL1 for the remainder of the year, beginning next weekend at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So we'll get to see him in that number 42.
Okay.
He's competed in 5 races for the club and has quickly found his groove racing on Sundays. Notching 4 top 20 finishes with the best results of 11th place at Bristol Motor Speedway, Hocevar is a natural fit to finish out the 2023 season with Legacy Motor.
I wish they'd have left him. I wish they'd have kept him. I wish they'd have just left him. I understand what they did.
Yes.
I understand what's going on. I totally get the whole thing of it, but this kid is really showing up. Real quick shout out to Noah Gregson.
Yes.
Noah's completed the program. He's running some super late model stuff. He's running some ASA stuff. So he's back in the car for all the people that and for that. Real quickly, we've got just a minute or two left. Once again, next week we'll be back here at 5 o'clock for you. The next Thursday night we'll be at the South Point. So join us on our Facebook channel. Rusty Wallace, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, and Rick Allen from NBC Sports. Yes. Friday night we'll go out to the Bull Ring. We've got Arca West racing out there. And McNally and that whole group out there is.
I think that'll be a boys' night out there for you guys. Yeah.
I know Gene likes to. Gene likes to watch the Arca cars.
But I'll be out there. I'll be out there Saturday and Sunday.
We'll do that. Real quickly, are the shoes over there somewhere? I don't know where I put the shoes at.
Since you moved the studio around a little bit, I can't find.
Well, we'll pull the shoes out. We've got the tag going up here. Real quickly, Diane, if we'll do this. You see the tag up. We've got a few spots available for you. See our partners here available for you. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and Hart Shoes. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame was developed by Mr. Gene Woods, who has the Gene Woods race experience and is the president of this network. This is a 501c3. It's a nonprofit. How you and your businesses can be involved into this. There are 2 special packages. Group A is a $500 partner. 100% of your money does not go to this television show. It does not go to this network. It goes to purchase shoes, tennis shoes that we put on people's feet. We go to churches, missions, schools. We've been all over Las Vegas. They've been in Sacramento, California, going up there and we're doing great work up there. That is a $500 package. You get television spots here on it. You get your name put up in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame as far as a partner joining there. Also $1,000, that's Program B. 230-second spots, social media, and a 3-foot banner that hangs in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and the Gene Woods Racing Experience. If you'd like to have some more information, contact us at 702-803-0875. That's 702-803-0875. Monday through Fridays. You can see the ticker right there, or you can also log on to the website at World Wide Web, hotshoehof.com. Hit that donate button right there. Let us know that you did it, and we'll get you together, right?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, thanks to Jonathan Coleman out there. What a great, I can't wait. We're going to get to Charlotte next year, Diane.
We had two very awesome guests today. Thank you to Jonathan Coleman very much for coming on the show, and to Jake Locklear. It was a pleasure talking to you, young man. I think he's got a good future in racing ahead of him. I saw something, and I thought something while he was talking. So
just about a minute or so to wrap it up before we go, just to let you know, like we said, next weekend is all about the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we'll be hooking up with our buddy Jeff Motley and the whole crew. Going to be good to see Clara Lang from Sirius XM out there. I love Clara to death. She's been in the motorsports and broadcasting business over 30 years. Her studio is right next to ours. And so it's going to be good to see them. It's going to be good to get out there to see Harvick and Rusty and everybody at South Point.
I'm just ready to go race.
You're ready for it.
Of the racetrack, yes.
But so we'll be out there doing that. Also, coming up in the month of November, we're going over to Europe, okay? Because we've got 3 or 4 drivers over there in it. Ida Zetterstorm out there. She just won what is known here in the United States. It's the FIA there. It's the Top Fuel brand, or the Top Fuel class. So you got like Antron Brown, those guys that run in the Top Fuel category for the NHRA. Well, she runs in that group of people. It's just not the NHRA. It's a different league over there. She just won the championship. We got a little lady coming out of Italy that's driving rally cars that's coming on. We've got a girl from Sweden that is just kicking it good. And what we know is a super late model car, okay? So she's doing real well. So that's all coming up in the month of November, because racing's pretty much done here by that time. And also, we're really looking forward to doing these special shows. One about Dick Trickle. We're going to talk to Rusty next weekend about that. And of course, Chuck lives here. We're going to talk to some people from Wisconsin. And then this one that I've reached out to Larry McReynolds, a special tribute show to the late, great Davey Allison, man, who I think could have been a multiple champion.
Yes.
I mean, he was just something else.
Agree with that. Yes, I totally agree.
So that's what we got coming up for you. And of course, if you'd like to be a guest on the program, especially the races around the country, like Jake Locklear, get a hold of Diane here. It's real easy to do, folks. 702-803-0875. That's 702-803-0875. And we ask you to give a call between 9 and 5 p.m. business hours on the Pacific time, okay? Or you can drop Diane a line at onpitroadracing@gmail.com, and just let us know where you're at, class that you run in, and if you're ready to come on and tell us your racing story, right?
That's all it is.
Is that all we need to do?
Easy peasy, yes.
All right. Shall we call upon him today?
Yes, call him.
Call him? I want to thank you for joining us today on Pit Road Racing. Back at you 5 p.m. tomorrow, next Wednesday. Special shows out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, South Point Hotel. We'll be doing it. John the announcer, take us home, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the announcer for On Pit Road Racing.